of Atlanta broke ground on a new fire station today. It's going to be built on the same land as the now closed Fire Station 30 in South Atlanta. Atlanta News First Joshua Skinner shows us why today's excitement was about far more than fighting fires.
Look, there's not a lot of traffic that rolls up the driveway of the old Fire Station 30 in South Atlanta anymore. But the hope is in just a little over a year, this will be a community centerpiece.
Traffic tends to zoom past Fire Station 30, and it didn't used to be that way.
The one place that was always open was the fire station.
Atlanta City Councilman Antonio Lewis grew up nearby.
I know what this means to the community.
But pushing 70 years old, the station has fallen apart and was closed almost completely last year.
There are people that were sleeping on the lawn of the fire station, sleeping across the street from the fire station. We had a murder directly across the street from the fire station.
But today, Lewis's big question:
when does Fire Station 30 become the priority?
Got its resounding answer.
This is one of 4 fire stations in the city's infrastructure that are being replaced.
City leaders, including the mayor, gathered to break ground on the new 2-story facility today. And with 2 stories comes...
You're always able to see on TV the firefighters, they spin down that pole, right?
Lewis also hopes to see the community safely come back to the station, getting water, car seats, and of course, fellowship.
I know it's more than a fire station to us. I know it lights up the entire community.
In South Atlanta, Joshua Skinner.
This will be the nicest fire station in the state of Georgia.
Atlanta News First.